United States President Joe Biden is set to make an unusual wartime visit to Israel this week as he seeks to demonstrate staunch support for the country as they work to eradicate Hamas militants from the region.
And this moment, we have to be crystal clear. There is no justification for terrorism, no excuse, and the type of terrorism that was exhibited here is just beyond the pale, beyond the pale. As I said yesterday, my commitment to Israel's security and the safety of the Jewish people is unshakable. The United States has Israel's back, and we're going to be working on this all through today and beyond.
The White House press office also stated that his visit would enable him to formulate ways to ease humanitarian suffering and to get relief efforts to the people of Gaza. The dueling objectives highlighted by his cabinet bring significant risks to this trip as multiple world leaders work towards preventing the crisis in the Middle East from widening. Biden had expressed a strong interest in making the journey after being invited over the weekend by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who has been an acquaintance of the president for 4 decades. They spent a whole day deliberating over the trip at the White House with his top national security and intelligence advisors. Meanwhile, in Tel Aviv, Secretary of State Antony Blinken was convening a marathon session with top Israeli officials to discuss opening Gaza to humanitarian aid and preventing civilians from getting caught up in Israel's response to the terror attacks. Upon the announcement of Biden's trip, the United States and Israel agreed to develop a plan that would enable humanitarian aid from donor nations and multilateral organizations to reach civilians in Gaza. The U.S. president will also travel to Jordan, where he will meet with King Abdullah II, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi of Egypt, and Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas. The president's visit will build on Blinken's 7-nation multi-day tour of the Middle East, which comes as the U.S. tries to strike a delicate balance of providing unwavering support for Israel's military operations while mitigating the humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza and stopping the war from spreading to further fronts. It wasn't clear ahead of Biden's visit whether any progress had been made on the opening of the Rafah crossing in Egypt, but Blinken said that it was on the top of the president's agenda upon arriving and that the government of Israel is committed to work on a plan.
Folks, there's no higher priority. And I know that people get on and talk to you and say they have an idea what it's like. But I know from experience there's not a single thing more worrisome and have someone you love, someone you adore, adores you, and not knowing their fate. Not knowing their fate. You made it clear how important this is to you, to me personally, and to all the American people. And it really is. It really, really is. We're not walking away. We're not walking away, I promise you.